5 years after I'd successfully completed the conquest, the system suddenly pinged. Player Seraphina has perished. The cup slipped from my hand and shattered across the floor. Seraphina was my closest friend, practically a sister. She had willingly tethered herself to the system for my sake, joining me in conquering the 2 major targets of this world, the Archmage and the Crown Prince. When we succeeded, I chose to go back to my real life. She stayed behind, choosing love over freedom. She had fallen for the Archmage, Kalen, and she stayed in this medieval realm to build a life with him. That had been 5 years ago. So, why was she gone now? My voice shook. Send me back. I didn't wait for permission. I'm bringing that stubborn idiot home myself. The world lurched, then snapped back into focus. I found myself once more on the winding stone streets of Avaloria. The air smelled the same, sharp and cold. But there was no warm hand grabbing mine, no familiar voice telling me not to worry. I borrowed a horse and rode toward the high temple, where the system said her body had been taken. Behind the temple, in the snowy hills, I found a lone coffin half buried under fresh drifts. I slid from the saddle and ran. Brushing away the snow, I noticed dark stains streaked along the lid. Dried blood. My heart clenched. Frost, what happened to you? I forced the lid open. The smell hit me first. Then I saw her. She lay still inside, skin pale, hair crudely chopped into uneven tufts. Her body was covered in wounds, some old, some fresh. And her right sleeve sagged empty beside her. The stump at her shoulder looked horribly clean. They had taken her arm. I crumpled to the ground. For a long moment, all I could do was breathe through the grief clawing at my chest. Then another thought sliced through me. Where was Kalen? The man she had chosen. The man she stayed for. The one she'd loved enough to give her life for. Why was she here alone? Why wasn't he beside her? Why had he left her body in a frozen hill? I stood and climbed back on my horse. My hands were numb, but not from the winter air. The Archmage's tower rose in the distance. Lights glowed from every window, bright and festive. When I arrived, I stopped dead. Red lanterns hung everywhere. Ribbons were draped across the entrance. Music drifted from inside. A celebration. It felt completely wrong. I grabbed a servant who was rushing past. What is all this? He flinched. The Archmage, he is getting married today. My blood roared in my ears. Seraphina's corpse was lying in a frozen box, and he was getting married. I shoved the servant away and kicked the doors open. Kalen stood at the altar in ceremonial robes, smiling as he faced a woman in red. They looked peaceful. Content. That smile broke something in me. I marched up to him and slapped him across the face. The bride recoiled, shrieking, "Who do you think you are, touching the Archmage?" I turned and smacked her too. Quiet. I haven't even started, she gasped, clutching his arm. Kalen. He stepped protectively in front of her, staring at me as if I were a ghost. Luna? Why are you here? Then he scowled. Seraphina sent you, didn't she? She's trying to ruin my wedding to Lyra again. I almost saw red. I slapped him again. Do not speak her name. She is dead. She's lying in a coffin on the mountain while you play house with someone else. Kalen froze, face draining of color. What did you say? He whispered. Frost, she's gone. My hand paused mid-swing. He truly had no idea. Before I could answer, the bride, Lyra, leaned closer to Kalen. Don't believe her. You know how Seraphina manipulates everything. She even destroyed her own clothes last month and blamed me. Kalen's expression twisted. He believed her. That woman, he growled. I never realized how deceitful she was. She's faking her death, just to stop this marriage. How pathetic. My rage surged. He had no clue that Seraphina had sacrificed her own vitality to save him when he nearly burned out his life force through magic. No clue that she traded her remaining system points for his survival. No clue she had been slowly dying because of it. She begged me not to tell him. She never wanted him to feel guilty. And this was what she got in return. I slammed my fist into him again. Say her name one more time, and I'll rip your tongue out. Lyra launched at me, screeching, You are nothing but her accomplice. I caught her wrist and twisted. She screamed. Suddenly, something crashed into my legs from the side. You hurt my mother. Go away, you bad woman. I looked down. A little boy clung to my knees. 5 or 6. Big bright eyes. Soft curls. Features that mirrored Seraphina so clearly it knocked the breath from my chest. Her son. Kalen's son. And he was protecting Lyra. Frost, what did they put you through? My throat tightened. You are Seraphina's child. Why are you calling her your mother? The boy glared with a hatred he was far too young to understand. She's not my mother. Lyra is my mother. Don't you dare hurt her. My heart cracked. I let out a sharp laugh that sounded nothing like me and everything like grief. I hooked my whip around the boy's waist and pulled him to my side. If Frost couldn't teach you the truth, then I will. If he were anyone else's child, I'd have left him there. But he was hers. Lyra shrieked, Kalen, she's taking Ash. Stop her. Kalen pointed at me, furious. Put the child down, Luna. This is between you and me. I tightened the rope. He became part of this the moment you let him forget who his real mother was. Do you even remember what Frost endured for him? We weren't supposed to conceive in this world. She traded more of her life for that child. She bled for your family. Kalen flinched but still snarled. She was a thief. I refused to let my son grow up with the influence of a thief. I stared at him. What exactly do you think she stole? She stole Lyra's position, her gifts, everything that was rightfully hers. I could only stare. This world had never had a true goddess. Frost and I built that illusion with the system. We manipulated weather, moved storms, prevented famine, and the people invented divinity around what they didn't understand. If Lyra was claiming the title, it was a throne she and Kalen had fabricated. Show me your proof, I said. The little boy Ash spat at my boots. She stole everything. I saw Mommy Lyra bleed for the rain. That evil woman took all the credit. Kalen said, he is a child. He has no reason to lie. Those words were knives. The two people Seraphina treasured most spoke of her like she was a stain on their shoes. A snowflake landed on my cheek. The sky was dark, heavy with winter. And my best friend was lying alone in a coffin. I left without another word. She deserved a burial. The cold had slowed the decay, although not entirely. Her face, at least, remained untouched, still gentle, still hers. I smoothed back what was left of her chopped hair. My hand trembled. I should never have let you stay, I whispered. If I had dragged you home, you never would have crossed paths with him. The first shovel of earth hit the coffin. The sound felt like a door slamming forever shut. My breath seized. I opened my mouth to scream, but only a broken gasp came out. I stepped toward the grave, ready to fall into it with her, when a burst of golden light knocked me back. The system spoke. Player Luna, self-destruction is not permitted. Player Seraphina left a data file. What file? I demanded. A folded letter materialized. Moon, I have no one left here.
Take me home.
Just me. No one else. I do not want them following. They will dirty the road. Frost. She must have been shattered long before she died. I swear I'll avenge you, I said. Then we're leaving this world together. I ordered the system to replay her last moments. Access denied. Admin permissions required. I halted the burial and used the system to fully preserve her body. Snow hammered the city for 5 straight days. Avaloria was panicking. On the 6th day, Lyra arrived at the High Temple in a parade of white robes and incense, receiving bows and blessings from the trembling crowds. She lifted her hands. 3 days from now, the storm will end. The people cheered like she had hung the moon. She slipped to the back chamber afterward, her confidence cracking into worry. Seraphina, in 3 days, you need to.
She froze when she saw me. Who are you?
Where is Seraphina? You're the all-powerful goddess, I said. Why ask me? Her mask shattered. Just tell her to get out here. I slapped her. The only witch here is you. Seraphina is dead. Your act is finished. Lyra shrieked. No. She cannot be dead. You're lying. You, bring her out right now. The door flew open. Kalen and Ash ran in. Lyra crumbled dramatically into Kalen's arms. She hit me, and she's spreading vile lies about Seraphina. Kalen glared at me. Luna, enough. Where is she? This game needs to stop. Are your ears blocked? She is dead. You liar, he shouted. The high priest spoke with her yesterday. You are jealous I married Lyra, and you're cooking up this ridiculous death story. I laughed, grabbed him by the robe, and teleported us to the snowy hills. I shoved him toward the coffin. Open it. He kicked the lid. This is pathetic. Even if she was actually. His words died. The coffin lay open, revealing Frost's ravaged body. The denial drained from him, leaving only horror. Kalen dropped to his knees. He reached toward her, then jerked his hand back like he had touched fire. No, this isn't. I only sent her here to reflect. I was only trying to teach her a lesson. Lyra and Ash arrived just behind him. Lyra's face blanched. Ash ran forward and began striking the corpse with tiny fists. Bad woman. You made Daddy leave Mommy. Kalen whirled and slapped his son hard. She is your mother. Ash broke into sobs. I threw Frost's final letter at Kalen's chest. He read the single sentence. I have no one left here. A sound tore from him, raw and animal. Lyra reached for him, trying to gather his attention. Kalen, she's gone, but I'm still. He lunged, wrapping his hands around her throat. You. All of this is because of you. Lyra clawed at him, choking. Wait. I am the Emperor's goddess. I saved you. I saved your life. The Emperor. Rhys. My other target. The only man besides us who knew how the system worked. A chill crept into my blood. Did Rhys have a hand in Frost's death? Kalen hesitated at Lyra's words. If you hadn't saved me, I would kill you right now. He shoved her aside and turned back toward the coffin. His eyes landed on Frost's missing arm. His voice broke. Luna, they took her arm. Now you understand. His entire body shook. This is my fault. I should never have. Moon. A voice cut the air. I turned. Rhys stood on the snowy hill, dressed in full gold armor, watching us like the world was already burning. My muscles locked when I saw him. Rhys closed the distance in seconds and crushed me into a frantic embrace. Moon, it's really you. You came back. I thought I'd imagined you 1,000 times. His voice broke. I missed you. Every day. I pushed him off. He looked older, scarred by power, but his eyes still carried that same feverish devotion that used to terrify me. The system had warned me. In the 5 years since I'd left, he had gathered women whose only qualification was resembling me. You knew Serafina was the actual source of Avaloria's miracles, I said. Why did you pretend she was the goddess? Guilt flickered across his face. She looked like you. She reminded me of what I lost. It hurt to look at her. I barked a laugh. Then what were the 12 copies of me for? Did they soothe the pain too? His expression twisted. We finally meet after all these years, and you want to talk about her? She is the reason I returned. Something inside him snapped. His eyes iced over. Fine. He gestured sharply. Guards appeared, encircling me. If I cannot claim your heart, then I will claim everything else. I will keep you where I can see you. You will never walk away from me again. Madness. Pure, polished madness. He hauled me to the palace and declared that once the blizzard ended, I would become his empress. I became a prisoner in gleaming halls. Rhys spent his days conducting fake rituals with Lyra. The blizzard only grew worse. Avaloria was vanishing beneath layers of white. He burst into my chambers, wild-eyed. Moon, you can control the weather too. Stop the storm. Please, you have to. Kalen followed him in, looking like he had been hollowed out. Lyra lied, he rasped. The person who saved me, it wasn't her, was it? It was Frost. She gave up her life force, I said quietly. She paid the price you should have paid. Kalen staggered back, then rounded on Rhys. You knew. You let me believe all of it. You let me destroy her. Rhys threw up his hands. Do not blame me because you were foolish enough to believe Lyra. The system interrupted. Player Luna, Serafina's soul is bound to Kalen. His blood can unlock her final memory file. Kalen, I said, give me your blood. We need to see what she endured. He drove a dagger into his own chest with no hesitation. I caught the spilling crimson. Light flickered, and a scene unfolded. Rhys on his throne, offering Lyra a divine title. Lyra approaching Kalen afterwards, whispering, It was me who saved you. Kalen, icy and dismissive, sending Frost away like she was nothing. Then the final memory sharpened. The High Temple. Rhys again. Serafina, bring Moon back to me. Go die, she said calmly. She deserves better than you. He struck her. Hard. You will rot here until you beg me for mercy. And you will beg her to return. He left. Then Lyra entered. So this is the mighty goddess. she whispered, lifting a blade. Look at you now, helpless. She severed Frost's arm in one brutal motion. We watched Frost bleed out alone. Kaelin roared like something feral.
Rhys.
Lyra, I will end you both. He attacked in a blur. His blade pierced Rhys's heart before the guards understood what was happening. Rhys stared at the sword jutting from his chest, as if he could not quite understand how it got there. His gaze found me. Moon. I took the weapon from Kaelin's hands and drove it into him again. He didn't lift a finger to stop me. I only wanted to see you again. Rage tore out of me in a raw scream. She died because of me, because of you, because of your obsession. I kept striking, sobbing between words. I'm sorry, he breathed. Then the light left his eyes. I left his body on the floor and headed straight for the dungeon. Lyra was curled in the corner, like a rat. The moment she saw the blood covering my hands, she paled. No, please no. Which arm should I take first? Her shriek echoed off the stones. I dragged her outside afterward, stripped of both arms and drenched in her own fear. The starving people who had suffered under her lies handled the rest. A single snowflake drifted onto my palm.
Frost.
It was done, finally. Justice collected. For a heartbeat, I saw her, soft smile and bright eyes. Come on, Moon, let's go make a snowman. I reached out, but the image dissolved. Back at the High Temple, Kaelin sat on the floor with Frost's frozen body cradled in his lap, rocking as if she might wake. Move, I growled. He lifted his head. His eyes were empty. Before I could reach her, he lurched to his feet. Frost, wait for me. He smashed his head into the stone with such force it cracked like ice. His body dropped beside hers. Men, always turning everything into a spectacle. I shoved him aside with my boot and finished preparing her resting place. I buried my friend as the storm kept bearing down on the world. Then I climbed the altar. A goddess loves one, but a goddess also carries the weight of everyone who still breathes. I called on the system and poured every last scrap of power I had into a single command. End the snow. The clouds tore apart. Sunlight flooded the land. People screamed with relief and gratitude. Player Luna, the system murmured, gentle for once, you have unlocked a concealed reward. Choose $10 billion or the return of player Seraphina. There was nothing to consider. Bring Frost back. Light gathered, brightened, shaped itself. She stood there, warm and whole again. Took you long enough, Moon. I caught her hand. We walked away together. From the Chronicles of Avaloria, Year 5 of the Bloodwinter. The fallen emperor met divine retribution. The Archmage succumbed to despair. As the season of death ended, the true goddess gave everything to save the world. She vanished afterward, and was never seen again.